ABC 13 Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
The family is suing Union Pacific and the city of Houston for a 13-year-old's death from leukemia. The family blames his death on unsafe levels of benzene found in the soil, groundwater, and public sewers at the Union Pacific rail yard, just 2 blocks from their home in the 5th Ward. What the city and the rail company are saying tonight.
A family in Kashmir Gardens now joining hundreds who have filed a lawsuit against Union Pacific Rail Yard. This after cancer clusters were detected in their neighborhood. Their lawsuit, a first of its kind, as they blame Union Pacific and the city for their child's death. ABC 13 Stephania Coley is live tonight with more on this story. Good evening to you, Stefania.
Hey, Chauncey, good evening. This lawsuit also a first of its kind because it's the first out of the more than 1,000 that have been filed against Union Pacific. That includes the city, the family, and their attorney pointing blame on the city for lack of action, and Union Pacific as they say that they've infested their neighborhood with cancer clusters. Their 13-year-old child, Corinthian Giles, died of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. They say his death was absolutely avoidable.
Cancer case in a child is horrific. A child dying from cancer.
This is Corinthian Giles, a young boy in his healthier days, but over the last 5 years, his health deteriorating as he was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. In July, his family lost him. Corinthian was raised just 2 blocks from the Union Pacific Railroad and former cryosite treatment plant.
I'm very concerned that he's not going to be the last, considering we have 800 plus people who've been diagnosed with cancer in that area.
Directly explained from the lawsuit filed against Union Pacific in the city of Houston, Union Pacific knowingly contaminated Giles' neighborhood for decades, and the contamination is ongoing as a result of exposure to toxic chemicals used, stored, and dumped at Union Pacific Railroad Yard and an adjacent city of Houston right-of-way. Giles and many others have suffered devastating effects in the form of cancer, death, and property damage.
Kids having cancer, kids dying from cancer, you better start doing something.
Through a study, the state detected cancer clusters near the Union Pacific Railroad site in 5th Ward in 2019. Since then, additional studies showed a significantly higher rate of childhood cancers like acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's exactly what killed Corinthian.
We need actual actions.
Jason Gibson represents more than 1,000 families who have filed suit against Union Pacific and the wrongful death suit for Corinthian. He says putting blame on the city of Houston as well was imperative.
And I think that the city of Houston needs to step it up when it comes to doing something about the problem out there.
In a statement, the city manager says the city is actively taking action to address the environmental problems in Kashmir Gardens on several legal fronts involving the public interest, and the city respects the right of residents to pursue their individual claims. And as far as Union Pacific, they say they sympathize with the family and will review the lawsuit.
It's too little too late, and I'm tired of the lip service.
I'm Stephania Coley, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.